tackling a big one this week with Bioshock Infinite. In case you've been in a sky-based utopia for the past year, Bioshock Infinite made pretty much everybody's Game of the Year list for 2013. I was always curious from the hype, but I'm terrible at FPS, so I didn't bother. Now that it's free on PlayStation Plus, I got the chance to see what all the hype was about. However, if I suck at FPS, I'm a black hole at console FPS. Seriously, how are you supposed to aim with an analog stick? But yeah, just keep my skill level in mind with this video. So to start, what's going on in Bioshock Infinite? It starts pretty simple. You play as Booker DeWitt, a down-on-his-luck gent tasked by a mysterious voice to rescue a young girl, Elizabeth, from religious extremist Zachary Comstock in a floating utopia known as Columbia. The story quickly becomes more complicated as layers of plot twists take Booker and Elizabeth in unexpected directions. The rest is spoilers.
What do you want with her?
A major focus of this story is Elizabeth, and I think they did a fantastic job adding little details that make her such an endearing character. However, what really stole the show for me was these mysterious twins that Booker encounters constantly throughout his journey. Something about their dialogue just really makes me smile.
Hey! Somebody meeting me here?
I'd certainly hope so.
It does seem like a dreadful place to be stranded.
They add a bit of comic relief to the story as well, suitably dark humor that fits the tone of the game. But what I really enjoy about these characters is how they foreshadow the game's plot. And they're just an overt example. If you pay attention to this game, you might just be able to figure out what's going on in Columbia well before they spell it out for you. Even seemingly small details like the clothes that Booker wears can help you uncover major plot details right at the start of the game. And that's a level of trust to the player that I wish more devs had.
What was that?
Surprising.
Surprising that it worked.
Surprising that it didn't kill him.
But a magnetic repulsive field around one's body can come in handy.
If it doesn't kill you.
A fair point.
Now on to the gameplay. Like I said before, I'm not an expert here, but from what I found, it's serviceable. My first thought after a few battles was not enough buttons. The default control scheme maps the iron sights to the click of the right analog stick, which is incredibly awkward. I was far more effective in combat when I switched to the second control scheme, Marksman. But even then, the melee attacks were mapped to the right analog stick. No matter what I chose, I always felt like I was being screwed over by the control scheme. The actual gunplay is decent enough. There's a satisfying feel to the guns, the sound effects are solid. Some people complain about only being able to carry 2 gun types, but it never bothered me. I'm the type who would just use the assault rifles in Mass Effect. Another major part of the combat is Vigors, which give you special abilities while fighting or solving puzzles. This really helps mix things up in battle. I mostly stuck with using Possession, but I feel like more experienced FPS players might enjoy using the grenade more. And people who have a creepy obsession with crows might like using the crows to eat people. Honestly, I feel like the gameplay doesn't match the game at all. There are plenty of brutal and detailed ways to kill enemies, slowly burning them alive, electrifying them, buzzsawing their face open, the aforementioned crow eating, forced suicide. It's all rather dark, but not in a way that really suits the game. I feel like these sorts of deaths are far more suited to a game like 2012's Dishonored. In fact, some of these abilities just don't really seem to fit the game itself at all. The ability to shoot crows out of your hands just seems really tonally different from the rest of this game. And then there's the health system. This game takes itself more or less seriously. So why is Booker rummaging through trash cans, eating entire bags of popcorn, multiple sticks of cotton candy, an entire cake while exploring? Why does he loot everything he sees? Sure, this is standard video game stuff, but as games get more and more realistically developed worlds, it starts to stand out more and more. Like this.
Shit.
Said Booker, before immediately grabbing 3 coins off a desk. Now Elizabeth also factors into the gameplay. A lot of people have praised the fact that she's an AI companion you don't have to babysit, which is definitely pretty cool. She's far more useful than she is a burden, which is nice. She throws you useful items that help you in combat, which is definitely nice. And later in the game, she'll start opening up pairs for you, which are basically just a way to teleport in items and allies, that sort of thing. Now, a complaint I have heard that I don't really agree with is that the game forces cutscenes onto you constantly, and that you're better suited to be a movie. But don't worry, there are plenty of opportunities to run around like an idiot, ignoring Elizabeth's important plot information so you can eat an apple, 2 pears, 3 plums, 4 strawberries, 5 oranges, a chocolate cake, ice cream, a pickle, Swiss cheese, salami, a lollipop, a cherry pie, a sausage, a cupcake, and a slice of watermelon while possessing vending machines with your magic powers. As for why I don't really think it work as a movie, I think the fact that you can discover so much of this world for yourself really enhances the experience. A lot of this game's backstory you discover from hidden voxophones throughout all the places you explore. And I think having all these extra plot details that don't have to be forced onto the player is what really helps it above a movie. Because with a movie, you'd basically be getting all this extra exposition, or just have to be cut. With this, you get all the extra world building that a game can provide. Now the graphics. Those shine. The world of Columbia is amazingly realized, full of moving parts and incredible attention to detail, even little things you might not notice. All of this works towards making an incredibly real feeling world, despite it being so fantastical. It's a flying city after all. The use of light in some moments is downright breathtaking as well. The character designs as well, I really appreciate them not going fully realistic and instead having these cartoony details, which aesthetically I just think looks better. Realistic graphics just never seem to age well. The music is great too. Split evenly between string-heavy original pieces and a wide range of old-timey sounding pieces. And when you're exploring the world, these sounds overlap and flow into the background, which adds a whole nother level of incredible detail to the city. All in all, Bioshock Infinite is a pretty great game. I don't understand where all this best game ever hype comes from, and it's not like I went into the game overhyped or anything. Overall, I'd recommend playing this game just for the world and story, especially if you want to try and piece the plot together yourself. But I hope in the future devs remember that their mechanics have to match the rest of their game.
Booker, are you afraid of God?
No. But I'm afraid of you.
Thanks for watching! I got some great advice from last video, and I'm still working on the whole review thing. If you haven't, you can check out my previous review of DMC Devil May Cry. And hey, if you like this video, why don't you subscribe to Caspasaurus? It really helps him out.